Welcome to part two of the episode where I'm speaking with Dr. Aaron Tabor regarding intellectual property issues in biotech for the podcast Unraveling Intellectual Property with Michael Stein. Aaron, we started to get, before the first episode was more of relating to how to pick a name, but let's go to the intellectual property or the actual trademarking process. I mean, generally, you noted you go through the searching and you come up with a name or some possibilities, and then you contact me. But from your perspective, what is the process like?
Yeah, so we're always trying to find a name that's super easy to remember, but it's not so common that it doesn't seem special. And people may wonder, is that just a description of your business or is it actually the name of the business? So I think that's one art and science people have to become good at developing and have wonderful trademark attorneys like you to shepherd the process. You've certainly been a tremendous blessing to us over the years. We had a really interesting case a few years ago with you where we were working on some intellectual property for the biotechnology company, and we were trying to get the trademark through in two classes, but it happened to be that the trademark we were wanting to get was the actual name of a living individual that had non-drug cosmetic skin creams. And so, and we were like, what are the chances? And so we had to negotiate with them. And ultimately, now we're in a good position by just, pulling back into one category and getting out of the non-drug because that we would never be able to market in the non-drug anyway. So both parties are happy, and this individual, we don't have to use his name over in the non-drug cosmetic skin. So that was a really interesting time that you helped us navigate. It was very fun intellectually to work our way through it.
In that case, I mean, we weren't only dealing with the trademark office, of course, we were also
Yeah.
dealing with the third party.
Yeah, and they were very determined to protect their rights, which I don't blame them. We are too. When you find something that's a great name and you've registered all of your domains and you've made all of the applications and you've gotten all of the social media profiles, you've put a lot of time and effort into it. And then if you have somebody that's treading on your name, then it's pretty serious. We had a issue with one of our trademarks named Revival, a protein drink, and a company had Revitalize. And I think, that may not have been a clear-cut case at the USPTO, but the company that was using Revitalize had been our distributor and had knocked off our protein formulas almost to a T. The packaging looked very similar, and
I
they
do
had this
remember you showing,
revitalized.
yeah, I do remember you showing me that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was probably not a clear-cut case if it had been an unaffiliated company, but because of the prior business relationship that they abruptly ended and started selling their product in place of distributing our product, we were able to quickly prevail. We got their domain, their inventory, everything from them just by sending a warning letter of what we plan to do. So it's unfortunate that you ever have to get into conflict with somebody. I think we all have enough stress just trying to maintain our health and trying to build businesses and have work-life balance, but sometimes those are the cases.
Right. I've come to realize that everybody talks big until it's time to spend some money. And I remember in one of the negotiations, the other side was they weren't willing to negotiate at all. And then we threatened, I think, to file an opposition, or we had
Mhm.
actually filed it. And all of a sudden, when they had to file an answer, Oh yeah, let's talk if you recall that.
Yeah. Yeah, a
And
lot of
then
sword waving.
right.
And
Was there some social media issue uh, relating to a mark, or was it for something else?
in the first example I gave you, where there was an individual's name, there was a lot of existing social media properties, a lot of products on the marketplace at your largest shopping destinations online. So I could really understand why they were concerned about potential future confusion about it. So were pretty well established business. But I was glad with your help, we were able to negotiate something that was great for both parties.
Yeah, because I thought there was something with Facebook or on something, uh, or maybe that wasn't intellectual property related.
Yeah, there might have been their Facebook page. I believe they cited that as part of
Okay.
their likelihood of confusion, their social media presence.
And kind of the last thing, when you're thinking of these names, are you running it by family? Are you talking to friends or
I pray for wisdom. I think God gives us wisdom if we pray
okay.
for it, and then we do our family and friends short group. So
But the higher source, he knows, right?
yeah, he knows, and my mom, she's very opinionated, a great
Oh,
woman. So usually she can tell us what we should use.
all right, sounds good. Do you have any parting wisdom that you want to share with the audience?
Yeah, I can tell you based on my experience that there's a lot of articles on the internet about how easy it is to file your own trademark and et cetera. But I found that working with a great experienced trademark attorney like yourself, which we've won many victories together, it's worth every penny of it. So you can try it alone, but the moment you hit some snag or something you're not thinking of, really lose out on maybe the perfect name that you wanted to get.
I'll take that. And I didn't pay you for this endorsement, but I
Yeah.
think Jesus Daily, I mean, we were able to get that as a trademark, a
Yeah,
registration.
that's right. Yeah, it's
And that was not easy because that was deemed, by the trademark office to be descriptive. But we
yeah,
persevered and got that through, and that's a very prominent site that you have with many good articles and
yeah,
advice.
yeah.
Or so if people want to check that out, please feel free to do so.
Yeah,
Thank you,
just search.
Aaron.
You'll find us online. We offer a lot of just encouragement to people around the world.
No,
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
we
Thanks
can
for all the
all use
victories.
encouragement. All right,
Yeah,
Aaron,
we
thank
sure
you.
could.
And
Yeah,
to everyone out there, thank you for watching another episode of Unraveling Intellectual Property with Michael Stein. Look forward to you next time. Take care.